What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Now, two things. One, my cats are going to be in this video because I wasn't expecting to make this video, which goes into my second point of I wasn't planning to make this video. I actually had lots of videos planned up, so I didn't have to make videos for a little bit. But I feel like I have to make this video because what the hell did I just watch? I'm not going to call him Sammy Hogan. A lot of people love to call him Sammy Hogan. I think that's crazy to call him that, to be honest with you. But my God, Sami Zayn's the US title holder. That feels like a statement that feels illegal to say, to be honest with you. I did not expect Sami Zayn, if you would have told me, especially after WrestleMania, that Sami Zayn, the world title, I'm going to win it, and especially during SummerSlam, that, by the way, I want you to let you know, in the same month of SummerSlam, he's going to win the US title, I would have laughed at you. I mean, my God, I think the whole thing of talking about Sami Zayn is another video that I should record probably for like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday area. I think I have an NFL video coming out Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I have another video I really want to come out, I think, actually about Sami Zayn, which is even before this happened, how I would book him, which, shout out K the Crusher, I'm going to shout you out because thought about the video idea from your comment. But my God, I feel like I need to release a video on the weird booking of Sami Zayn, and let's talk about the weird booking of Sami Zayn. But today we're going to talk about who will dethrone Sami Zayn. I have no idea how they're going to go with this title reign because it feels very abrupt, and there's some things that I could see them happening and some things I don't see them happening. I think I have 11 here. I almost debated on 12 and adding Rusev. Decided not to add the Rusev on here, but there's 11. Starting off the list, we have 3 tiers that I need to talk about. I think there's 4 people, then 3 people, if I'm not mistaken, in each tier. So this tier is like the if they got moved up / right situation / like babyface situation. So this is especially right situation because I don't think you count Uncle Howdy as a babyface, but just want to mention him here. I could see them doing something with Sami Zayn, saying about the family and talking about family like he's, Vin Diesel or something, and just nonstop saying about how he's going to try and turn me evil, just like Karrion Kross. Maybe it leads to an Uncle Howdy title win, but I don't think the Wyatt Six are going to actually win a title, singles title, I should say. So this one feels like just a mention because I could see him doing something, and in the right situation of having like a Wyatt Six storyline with Sami Zayn, it could happen. Does it happen? Probably not. Looking at the baby faces, to me, and this is shown, especially with this, how they've been booking Sami Zayn, they're not going to turn him heel. Like, it probably won't happen. Could it happen? Yes. I mean, obviously it could happen, but... And I didn't have Jimmy Uso on this list because he's another babyface, but I think these two that I'm about to talk about that are babyfaces have a more legitimate chance than Jimmy Uso, maybe? That's hard to say. I guess there's 13 people that could have actually got this, not talking about that. But Damian Priest is someone I thought that would win the US title from Solo Sikoa. I thought that's what they were going to do with Jacob Fatu getting out the picture, and then you have Damian Priest winning it, and then now you're out the bloodline vortex. But guess what? That's not entirely going to happen. I think Damian Priest is not going to win it, especially because he's the babyface, and I don't know how they're going to do that. So Damian Priest, you're on this list as a mention, but I don't think you're a real contender. Same with you, Jacob Fatu, because I think you might have a move to Raw if everything goes right, in my opinion, because I don't want him to be a part of this bloodline thing. I don't want him to be a part of this Solo Sikoa thing. I don't want him to be part of this US title scene. Jacob Fatu is too good of a talent to be held back into this US title scene, and I would really like him maybe starting to go against the Vision and really having like a really good scene on Raw. I just think that sooner rather than later, a move is needed. And I could see him getting moved away, but also he's a babyface and he just helped Sammy win. So would he really turn on Sammy and go for that? Maybe. But this is another one that I just don't see it. The only thing holding back Obafemi from being like a real contender is that he's on NXT. And I think with this NXT title, there's a chance that he actually isn't going to get the chance to go get this US title. Now, here's my idea that I could see. Oh my God, my cat is fighting my other cat, like play fighting. I need to say that, like, until you could hear that. The scenario I see is that he drops this this NXT title to Ricky Saints and immediately goes to the main roster. If that is the scenario that we're heading towards, then he can 100% win against Sami Zayn coming up. I actually think, to be honest with you, and I kind of... you're going to see my choices and you're going to understand why. I think how Sami Zayn put over Braun Breaker could be what we're heading towards with NXT talent coming up, or just young talent in general. So Obafemi, to me, if he does lose his title at No Mercy to Ricky Saints, and then he gets shot up to the main roster, I'm telling you right now, Obafemi has a pretty damn good chance of winning this U.S. title from Sami Zayn, and I would not be shocked about it. Another person that if they move up to the main roster, they're probably getting this U.S. title is Trick Williams. I really think there's a great chance Trick Williams gets called up sooner rather than later, by far. And to me, a guy that's young and up and coming, a heel, can make good sense at getting that U.S. title, could be really over, that's Trick Williams. I just feel like in my head, if he comes up from NXT, and there's a great chance that happens, then why would we not get a Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the U.S. title? To me, that just makes a ton of, and let me say it again, for the back of the class, so they can hear me, a ton of sense. Tier 2, this is where we start heading. Now, I have to throw in Braun Breaker here because this is honestly just the vision. Just period. I was debating on saying it. I'm going to say it now just because I'm in the video. This is the vision. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, or maybe the fourth member. If somehow, some way, the Vision would get to SmackDown or go to SmackDown, which I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe they go after Sami Zayn and they win the title off him. Maybe. Like, if that scenario happens, I can't deny Bronson Reed, a fourth member maybe, Braun Breaker, going and truthfully winning against them winning against Sami Zayn to get that title. It could be a great storyline where maybe you get Sami to go after Seth because of that and win that title. Just saying. I would put Carmelo Hayes a lot higher if it wasn't for the fact that, truthfully, Carmelo Hayes is turning to a babyface all of a sudden. Maybe they keep him heel, but I really do believe Carmelo Hayes is these cats are going absolutely insane in my room right now. They won't leave my room, and they'll just stay and go crazy in my room, and I just thought something exploded in my room. But I gotta be honest, I would put him higher if it was for him being a babyface, not being a babyface, for how they booked him better. I think this is a real dark horse. Out of all the dark horses I have here, this is the one. It's a full reset of what they could do. And let's be honest, we all thought Carmelo Hayes at some point was going to get that U.S. title. This could be the way they go. Now, this is called my shot in the dark. Okay, I'm seeing what could happen here. I'm seeing it in my head. And that is Ethan Page with the U.S. title. Ethan Page, ever since he's debuted, has had some sort of gold, it feels like. And I think they can continue that, and how this spiral and this scenario I'm talking about. First off, we need to think, how does he lose this North American title? Maybe it is to Tavion Heights. Maybe it's to something else. Maybe it's, I don't know what it could be, but to be honest with you, and how it's starting out and how it's going, Ethan Page could lose North American title and then go to SmackDown. Rumor has it that Ethan Page, they want some pairing with, what is it called? With Chelsea Green. I see it now. I see it fully. I can see him, and they've already done with the North American title. I could see Ethan Page winning this U.S. title from Sami Zayn and then calling it the Canadian title. The Canadian title, right? United States it's United States Championship, Canadian Championship. I can see the Canadian Championship happening. I'm just saying, if it's already working so well in NXT, he can win the U.S. title and they do it all over again, and they keep on doing it on the main roster, and you're pushing Ethan Page to the moon. I see it. I see it fully happening. And you cannot tell me different, because if they are going to do the pairing of, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis, you have Ethan Page with these girls, I guess. They're actually literally all girls, with them, and you have them and Ethan Page help him win the title. And then he wins his title, and you have Chelsea Green, ex-U.S. title, Ethan Page with the U.S. title. They switch to the Canadian title. I see it in my head. You can't tell me wrong. Now, here are my contenders. These are the guys that I think, truthfully, have the best shot. And I'm going to start off with Solo Sikoa, because, in my opinion, we could be in a storyline where Solo Sikoa just wins back this title in about a couple weeks or at WrestlePalooza. I mean, to be completely honest with you, there's a pretty darn good chance this is where we're going and this is where we're heading. To me, it feels like Solo Sikoa deserved more. I think the booking decision to make him lose the title kind of sucks, in my opinion. Like, at least with Jacob Fatu, there's actual storyline with him and his family. There was storyline from the future. And at the end of the day, Jacob Fatu's a young and up-and-coming star, and he can stay in the mid-card so you can hold him back. Well, Sami Zayn has been nonstop saying for the past months, I want to go for world title championships. I want to go for world title gold. That's where I'm going for. Goes to SmackDown, pins the U.S. title holder twice, and then immediately wins the title with no real storyline. So I think there could be a chance where Solo Sikoa comes back and wins the title. He was just becoming really good with the U.S. title. I hope this kind of happens, but at the end of the day, probably not. I just think that they won't make Sami a transitional champ, and I'm scared they're going to keep it on him till like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, maybe the last December, November, something like that. But I'm still going to mention Solo Sikoa. Drew McIntyre should be a contender, but he's kind of in the top championship scene. Maybe they just used him in the mid-card scene for a second, and then they were always going to use him as a championship, but I could see him becoming a Grand Slam champ and getting that U.S. title. Drew McIntyre is one of the best talents in WWE and easily has it. The prestige he could bring with this U.S. title and have a crazy U.S. title run, I can see it happening. You have Drew McIntyre going against Sami Zayn, something we have seen before, but they're kind of rivals at this point, and I think it makes sense for Drew to still go after Sami Zayn, especially with the gold now. And if we're talking top heels out of the whole company, Drew McIntyre is right there, and I think it would go really well against a babyface Sami Zayn, and we've kind of seen that happen. So this is one of my top contenders, but I could see him going for bigger feuds and not actually going for Sami Zayn, which leads me to my number one guy, and that is Aleister Black. I think there's going to be some time in between where Aleister Black beats a Damian Priest or something like that, where Aleister Black wins a number one contendership and wins the gold. Then we have Aleister Black going against Sami Zayn and Aleister Black winning that championship gold and winning that U.S. title gold, because in my opinion, kind of shocked he hasn't got at least an opportunity for it. So here's my thing, and I think this is why I really want this to happen. I predicted that this would happen for WrestleMania. These two would just go against each other off of ideals, and maybe I was predicting Aleister Black would go to Raw, or I was predicting Sami Zayn would go to SmackDown. I just thought these two would go against each other, kind of like how the Drew and Damian stuff happened. So now that there's a chance for them to actually go against each other, and I see a vision on why it's happening. For example, you have strong babyface Sami going against a dark evil heel and Aleister Black, who's been, let me be honest with you, great. So I think this is the feud, and this is where you go with this title. Because then, in my opinion, you have Aleister Black with this title. It's a full reset with this division that you've had. You've had probably since you've had LA Knight with the title, it's been Bloodline, Shinsuke Nakamura for a second. There's some Bloodline stuff. And then you had Jacob Fatu, Bloodline. And then you had, God, why am I forgetting? Oh, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and then you had Sami Zayn now. This is a full reset. Then you can go after actual competitors, and there can be actually great storylines. Aleister Black, I see the vision, and I see it happening. So other than that, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.